Hi everyone, this is Fernando from Moonspell.
This is Brittany Slays from Unleash the Archers.
Hey, this is Dale from Randomize.
This is Vicky Sarakis from The Agonist.
This is Will Smith from Artificial Brain, and you're listening to the Great Metal Debate Podcast.
Metal Maniacs. I'm excited to have on the podcast Scott Briggs from Kentucky blackened death metal assailants, Fornicus. Scott, thanks so much for joining us on the Great Metal Debate.
Thank you, sir.
Well, we're talking to you from Bowling Green, Kentucky, where Fornicus is about to perform at the Spillway Bar and Grill. This is pretty close to your all's home. How often is it that you get to do local shows?
Very, very rare. This is the second one in our whole existence. We've been playing since 2014. So, yeah, this is pretty rare.
And is that just a matter of not enough venues or time, or is there something to you guys have wanted to go where there are other bands to play with?
Well, venues have always been scared of it around here. Spillway's kind of taking a risk and doing a metal night at the end of each month, and they're taking a risk with us being here, so we'll see how it goes.
Should be a good risk. Now, since it's the first time we've had you on the podcast, I want to explore a little bit about your history. First, personally, how did you first get into music?
I was a kid. My dad had a huge record collection kind of thing, so I always heard, Tom Petty, the Eagles, Don Henley, Floyd. That's kind of what I grew up on. And then when I was in school, got in band. So from there, just built from there pretty much.
And so what musicians or bands first got you interested in more extreme metal, black, and death metal?
Well, first metal band, big shocker, Metallica, of course. But for the more extreme stuff, I remember actually Cryptopsy. I heard a song of theirs back in the day, and it just floored me. And then for like black metal, Emperor, and like back in the day, like Cradle. I'm not really big on them anymore, but Cradle of Filth was a great gateway band and stuff like that. Dimmu Borgir, but Emperor, as far as real black metal goes, that's the first one. So it's still my favorite band.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. Have you gotten to see them before?
Unfortunately not. That's a bucket list band if they ever come close enough. Anytime they have, I've not been able to, for these reunion tours. So,
how did Fornicus initially come together as a band?
Well, I wasn't doing anything, and I was just a drummer. Then I bought a guitar and started writing guitar. Then me and Chris have known each other for years, and I had some riffs, and he liked them, so we decided to start jamming them out and getting better at what we're doing. And that went on for about a year and a half.
And this is circa about when?
2012-ish. And found a drummer named David Snow. He actually lived in Somerset, which is about an hour and a half one way. He would come every week to jam with us, and we just woodshedded, and got fairly decent. And there you go. And Kelly McCoy joined us. He's also in Gorgie and now Obsidian Shrine. For the first leg of shows we did, he was with us. So that's a condensed band history there, I guess.
And your debut album, Storming Heaven, came out in 2014. How would you characterize the reaction to that album?
It's pretty positive. Got a lot of good reviews. We actually had a little blurb in Decibel Magazine for it, which is unexpected. Sold out of them, so we might be getting a repress of them here soon. Dark Horizon Records might be I know CD, maybe even vinyl, so hopefully.
And did you get to do many shows following that? Did the release help you guys as far as visibility?
Oh yeah, we mostly do regional shows. Touring really isn't much of an option for us because of work commitments and whatnot. But we played Lexington, Louisville. Basically within a 2-3 hour radius, we hit those up. We were going to play Chicago and Spartanburg, South Carolina, but half the band left us, so I kind of couldn't do that. But we got some good shows, good reactions. It's a good deal.
And the material on that album is very strong. Had the songs for that album been in development since about the time the band came together?
Yeah, me and Chris, we would get together about once a week and put ideas together. Kelly wrote the title track, actually, Storming Heaven. That was his song. And me and him were jamming together for a band that was going to be called Storming Heaven. And we just decided to just merge it because it sounded so alike. Why not, So, yeah, we spent about a year and a half writing the songs and recorded them in my studio. So, yep.
And so now the follow-up to Storming Heaven, Hymns of Dominion, was released late last year. Do you feel this is a progression from its predecessor?
I do. I feel like our songwriting has gotten a little stronger. We upped the ante and, speed and the extremity of it. Our playing altogether has gotten better. I think I did better with the production. All around, I feel like it's a better album. Everybody's going to say that about their new album, but I really think it's a better album than the first one.
The artwork for this album is really amazing. Who's responsible for the design of that?
Greg Oth from Luciferium War Graphics. He did both artworks for Storming and this one. Actually, he had already had this made on his site, and we just have one edit made to it, and we felt like it fit, the whole him like domination over the earth kind of, dominion, So we went for that.
And speaking of artwork, the band's logo is very metal, but it's not a generic metal look. It has a unique look, and it's just very memorable. Who came up with that, and how was that developed?
That was Greg Off again. When we commissioned the artwork, we also commissioned the logo. So, and he did it all on a weekend, which kind of blew my mind. Yeah, I don't know if he's already starting on something that had the idea going, but he knocked it out. So,
did you all pitch him some ideas about what you were thinking, or did you just basically give him the letters and he ran with it?
We just since it was naming after Storming Heaven, just the basic idea of the song, marching war on heaven, and he, got it right, with the demons and stabbing the angels and whatnot.
Now, there are such a variety of approaches within the black metal subgenre. How do you describe your sound, and what do you think sets Fornicus apart?
We don't really, when we write a song, we don't set out like, okay, we're going to make this, one, particular direction. Like some of ours are a little more like thrash black metal. Some of them a little more death metal. I don't know. We have variety, I think, to it. The new album has a little bit more brutality to it, with the kind of, I'm a big Marduk fan. So, since I was behind the kit, I was like, well, I'm going to push the tempo a little bit. But I think we got a little bit more variety than some. So, I think you could find something to hold on to. So,
not a one-trick pony, you guys.
Right. We don't write the same song every single time.
Lyrically, Fornicus adheres to some traditional black metal themes, in particular reappropriating and turning on their head traditional Christian language and symbolism. Can you describe how you develop those ideas and at what point they coalesce into a complete song structure?
Lyrics, the bane of my existence. That's my least favorite part of the whole process. Basically, I just got to sit down and make myself. I come up with usually a title and work from there. We start with the music. I know some bands might start with a title or lyrics and write music around it, but we do the music first, lyrics second. Whenever I'm writing the vocals, I actually just spew out nonsense to get a pattern and then put words to that. I could probably just record that so people will know the difference. But I don't know. I think that's my weakest part is lyrics, to be honest with you. I wish somebody else would do them. But I got to do them all. There's not really... that's all I got on lyrics, I guess.
Oh, that's very interesting that's kind of the more like the icing on top of the cake and not the structure.
It's the final piece of the puzzle.
Now, you talked earlier about kind of how the band evolved membership-wise. You guys are performing as a trio live?
Right. After we lost David and Kelly, me and Chris wrote the new album. And I guess it was about late summer, early fall last year. I hollered at Clinton, our current guitar player. I had jammed with him previously, and I always had him in the back of my mind, but we was wanting to do the album first, so we had the groundwork laid out. getting a little loud now. Yeah. But, shoot, broke train of thought here. We got him in there, and he learned the stuff within like a couple weeks. And it's nothing for him. He's an amazing guitarist. He learned our stuff within a couple weeks. We was jamming, and we jailed within a month. I mean, it was nothing for him to learn that stuff. His playing ability is second to none. I mean, we're proud to have him. So he's going to take it. I mean, I think as a trio right now, we're the tightest we've ever been. Even with me gasping for air back there doing vocals and drums at the same time. So, I mean, we've played 3, maybe 4 shows since we got him, and I think we got better response and everything since, got this lineup together. So I'm very proud of it.
Feel like the sound is full enough? I've seen some trios. As a matter of fact, I saw one in Atlanta a few weeks back that was really strong. The guys in Night Demon, but I've also seen some metal bands where you have 12 different performers on stage. So there's kind of a range of approaches as far as how many musicians it takes to provide the sound.
There is, there's of course compromise because there are guitar parts on the albums that we can't perform live, obviously. But I think that we got the core of everything's there. I don't think it's anything that's going to, turn away the show, make the show weaker or anything like that. So it's an interesting challenge being a trio. So it's kind of a fun part in itself to see how we can make the songs and work in the live environment. So, yeah. Right now, I mean, we're open to the idea of getting another guitarist or somebody else taking drums so I could go back to guitar, but we're not going to pursue it. If somebody comes to us, we'll look into it, but it's working right now, working well.
After tonight's show at Spillway, what are the band's plans going forward towards summer of 2017?
We got a show in Murfreesboro, Memento Mori 3 in May. It's a festival kind of thing that Kelly, our ex-guitarist, she put together in memory of Ian from Wormreich, who was killed a few years ago. Yeah, he was very, very close to him. And we've got Process of Suffocation, Vile Desecration, Of Serpents. They're playing debut show of Obsidian Shrine. First show Gorgeous had since I left the band. Then end of the month, we're doing Louisville for Full Speed Friday. It's kind of like here. It's a metal night, that bar up there, back bar. Obsidian Shrine, and I'm going to butcher the pronunciation. Dea Skyfa, or Deep Skyfa. I haven't got it right yet. Excellent band out of Louisville. Highly recommend them. DEAPSCUFA. Then we were trying to do a weekend of it since Memorial Day weekend, but we couldn't get anything solid. But beyond that, we haven't have anything booked until October for Communion of Darkness in Spartanburg, South Carolina, the Black Metal Festival. So we're gonna, try to get some more gigs together. We're gonna start kind of throwing some ideas around too. Start right for the next one. So.
Sounds like if you're in the middle U.S., there will be opportunities to see you guys in the coming year.
Right, we're pretty regional. Our bassist, Chris, he works very often 7 days a week, so he has to take vacation for anything we do. So there's only so many vacation days he can take.
Wrapping up with you tonight, Scott, please tell our listeners the best way to purchase music and merchandise from Fornicus, including this new album, Hymns of Dominion.
We got the Bandcamp, fornicus.bandcamp.com, and we got a big cartel with our shirts, fornicus.bigcartel.com. And then Dark Horizon Records also carries it. I think it's darkhorizon666.com. I think that's the correct address. But those 3 places, they have all of our stuff. So.
And check you guys out at any of those dates that you mentioned. I'm sure you all have the music and merch there as well.
Of course. Yeah, we carry it all with us. So.
Well, man, I'm so excited. Your albums are so strong. This will be my first time to see you live tonight. Can't wait for it to be banging in my head right in front of the stage right there, man.
Appreciate it, man. It's great talking to you, dude.